that my dockets, well, I need to stop referring to it as my dockets, but the dockets, the case dockets that I had opened at Grand Central, it was her professional opinion that they did not belong in Pretoria. And as a matter of fact, General Sentimule says, and I have the recording of it, that in actual fact, my cases were sabotaged. And that is why I had such a strong opinion on that issue yesterday. So I just wanted that on the record. It was a little bit overwhelming yesterday because I must tell you I was underprepared yesterday. So please excuse me for that. And I hope that this commission understands what I'm saying in the spirit that I'm saying it. Thank you.
Was it just the two of you?
There was another person with him.
And that person was also from crime intelligence?
I do not know.
Okay.
I was under the impression at the time that he worked at Orlando Police Station. I did not know that the man was from crime intelligence. But when I give you further information later, then you will understand that I now understand that this is a really wide net. But we'll get to that.
Yes, thank you.
Can you just, what happened to your Uber? Because
yes, thank you.
Can you just, what happened to your Uber? Because I had understood from yesterday's testimony that you Ubered from the airport to the Orlando police station. What happened to your Uber if you met people at a tire shop and you used the Mercedes-Benz vehicle to go to the Orlando police station?
I asked the Uber to redirect Commissioner Kumalo.
Thank you.
Okay. And then on the second issue about General Sentimule, I know you showed me the clip from her ad hoc testimony. The point that you want to now make is that your stance that General Jacobs had interfered with your dockets comes from General Sentimule's evidence before ad hoc.
It was my opinion at the time that the dockets were in Pretoria unlawfully. I've never ever spoken to General Sentimule, so when she said that at the ad hoc, I felt vindicated because she is in actual fact the custodian of dockets as far as I know. And her testimony, it gave me credibility. So I'm just trying to explain. I'm not trying to argue with you or the commissioners. I'm just trying to put you in the picture as to where my head was and where my opinion is. So if General Sentimule is wrong, then I will accept that. But that is what was said. And that is where I felt vindicated. Which is why I walked into this room with such a strong opinion of that issue.
Okay, but now that we have gone through the timeline regarding your complaint to the minister and what happened from the 1st of November, do you accept that General Jacobs was entitled to have the dockets with him because he had been mandated to investigate from the minister's office?
Yes, ma'am. To respond to that, General Jacobs was fully within his right to investigate. But according to the general, not to confiscate the dockets. She uses a very strong word in there, and I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm just saying that my understanding is that General Jacobs should have had access to the dockets, but the dockets should not have been moved.
The original shouldn't have been with him, yes, so he should have had copies.
That is my understanding.
Okay.
Maybe for purposes of our record, you should set out what it is that General Sentimule said.
I'll just ask Ms. Poet to find the recording for me, and then we'll do it. You said...
I can request it quickly. I think I can get it a bit quicker. If the person is online.
It's a clip that you had shown me yesterday, so if you can just maybe forward that clip, yeah. So we'll deal with it. Thank you. Then if we can short circuit another issue, it's a minor issue, but we're going through it one by one because, like I say, we have come to some compromise on certain things. Is that correct, Mr. Adams?
That is 100% correct, ma'am.
Okay. The other issue is...
Just before you start.
Yes.
The statement that you required, I've received it, but I don't know how to send it to you. Can I hand you the phone?
No, we can. Can you WhatsApp it to one of the attorneys?
I have nobody's numbers.
Okay, we'll arrange for it.
Thank you. Sorry,
That is regarding his case.
it was not Advocate Ransamy that introduced herself as advocate. She was introduced to me as advocate by Chief Investigator Perumal. So I got that little fact mixed up, and I asked the Commission to understand it was almost 2 years ago.
That's fine. And we won't deal with what steps you say you want to take insofar as that is concerned. But insofar as the arrangement that we had regarding the recording, you confirm that you've listened to the full 2.5 hours.
I have, ma'am.
Yes. And then there are aspects that you had given us, certain sections that you asked to have played. Do you still want those to be played, or is it?
No, ma'am. The 4 or 5 points I asked for, we will play it in court. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And of course, that doesn't mean that the Commission's evidence leaders won't play what they wanted to, but it may very well be that in engaging with you, you will accept what I'm putting to you, having now heard the recording, and we won't necessarily have to play the recording to corroborate what I...
100%.
Thank you. Then, Chair, the question that you had asked about the Section 27 affidavit. Mr. Adams was given access to the hard copy files yesterday afternoon. He's had a look at what we know as being file 2, page 512 to 516. And I think he wants to address you on that. Shall we go to 512 to 516?
Which file is that again, Advocate?
File 2. Yes, it's the IDAC file. 512 to 516.
I have it, Advocate.
Okay, so you've had an opportunity now to have a look at this document, which on page, if we go to page 516, there's a signature there.
Yes, Advocate.
And you'll see that your surname is spelled incorrectly. Do you see that ADM?
Yes,
Yeah.
Advocate.
And the Commissioner of Oaths is Felicia Solomons,
That
which you
is
had
that.
mentioned yesterday, is a councillor that you are familiar with, you're friendly with.
Yes, Advocate.
Okay. Now, do you want to address the commissioners on this 512 to 516, your signature, whether that is your signature, and the document itself?
Advocate, these appear to be my signatures, but I cannot believe that I did not mention the PKTT in my Section 27. This is one of the reasons why I went to open the case, the statement of which I gave you. I have the case number. I haven't supplied you with that yet. I have the case number right here. This is very concerning. And just to save time also, I have laid a case against Chief Investigator.
Mr. Adams, I get it, but let's take it step by step, because I know there's other things that we've spoken about that you also want to address in order to place your full version before the Commission on certain other affidavits. Let's just deal with this Section 27. You say you would have mentioned the PK, the one that you prepared, because you prepared the Section 27 affidavit, that was your evidence, and you only prepared one.
I only prepared one.
Okay.
I mean, I was busy with it. I printed one. I wasn't happy with it. I did it again. But I only gave them one. The other one wasn't even signed.
And it was Mr. Perumal.
It was Mr. Perumal.
And the one that you gave to Mr. Perumal, you are convinced had reference to the PKTT and the forklift expressly.
Ma'am, if you listen to my testimony, I was explicit about the forklift. So I don't understand how it's not in here, because I put it in here.
Okay. And you only handed one affidavit to Mr. Perumal in November of 2024.
Only the one affidavit, but in the envelope, there was the minister's email.
And that email is the letter that we looked at yesterday. You're saying it's an email? Was it an email or was it a letter? What are you referring to?
I'm dear my car right now, because as you can see, I mean, even in my Section 27.
No need for onsok, dear Makar.
No, I'm saying
Go to page 57 of file 2, your file 2.
Oh, just a minute. You said you were explicit about the forklift, and you were explicit about PKTT as well,
Yes.
weren't you?
Yes, Commissioner.
All right.
Excuse me for what I'm about to say.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel like a madman with what these people are saying about my paperwork. That, if you understand, because it's been a while ago, but I know I put that in there. I know, and that is why when Ms. Ransami mentions it, I'm agreeing with her on that. With everything else, I disagree. I agree with her on that.
Thank you.
Page.
If you go to your annexures, file 2,
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
so page 57,
I am on 57.
these are the, I think it's actually page 58. So there's this email that you sent.
About it was long after I had filed my affidavit. So I'm struggling with that you don't remember things as specific as that. And to remember, I'm not saying to you, you did put it in the affidavit. I'm even allowing for you saying, I could never have said that. I could not have spoken about the laundry expenditure in their budget because it's not material that was within my knowledge in November. Yes, you may.
Oh, I thought.
I've raised two things with you. The one is the buildings, the properties being bought, and the other is about the PKTT expenditure. And if you have already dealt with the PKTT laundry expenditure, I'm happy to leave it, and you've given an answer. But the purchase of the buildings, you must remember whether you knew or didn't know, or had a gripe about it by November 2024.
Commissioner, the reason I'm not saying that I did is because I want to be sure. If I tell you that it's in there, like, for example, the forklift, it's supposed to be in there. But with the buildings, I know I had a hell of a fight about the buildings, but I'm not sure if and let me tell you, Commissioner, I'm again leaning towards Ms. Ransami, but I can't nail it and say yes. But I am strongly leaning towards what she's saying here.
Thank you.
I want to raise a few issues with you, Mr. Adams. I don't remember if I greeted you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Looking at this affidavit on 512, you say the one that you provided to IDAC made mention of the PKTT and the forklift, right? And we can see that this one does not. Please don't nod. Please answer so that...
I'm acknowledging as you speak,
Yes,
sir. That's for myself.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you still talking.
No,
Sorry,
that is fine. So this affidavit we're looking at then cannot be the one that you gave to IDAC on the 21st of November 2024, because according to you, the one that you gave to IDAC had in it PKTT and it had a reference to the forklift. Now, the follow-up question is, where does this one come from? The one that we're looking at, if it is not the one that you gave to IDAC in November 2024, where does this one come from?
I think Andrea Johnson is best placed to answer that, sir.
But it has your signature.
That is what it's making me feel like I'm insane.
Yes.
If indeed I was part of whatever's going on here, I would sit here and own this is my affidavit. Yes, no, I did not mention PKTT. No, I did not mention the forklift. But this thing, this is not everything I put in there.
Did you do 2 Section 27 affidavits?
I did not sign the one because I wasn't happy with it, because I put in words like heister instead of forklift. This is not what chairperson. I hope you understand why I went to Wellington Police, because I was in Wellington on the day this madness was happening. When I saw these things and I said, no, man, none of this, I'm going to lay a charge.
Now, in October last year, this is important. In October last year, the people at IDAC, according to the emails that we have seen, were looking for a Section 27 affidavit, and they could not find it. But when this commission sought documents from IDAC, this is the document that was given to the commission. And it raises serious questions about IDAC and you, Mr. Adams. And the question in relation to you is this. Did you, after October 2025, sign a Section 27 affidavit and backdate it?
No, Chairperson. And you will understand why later. You will understand why later.
Now, can you come up with a sensible explanation why we have before us an affidavit that you say is not the affidavit you signed in November 2024?
Chairperson, someone has altered this thing. I don't know why. I don't know how. Someone has taken out information that I wanted in here. Information that I'm passionate about. Information that landed me in Pietermaritzburg prison. I can't answer that, Chairperson.
How do you explain your signature? I can understand if somebody forged a document as you allege, or they did something sinister. Advocate Ngube took you through every page and asked you if those are your initials, and you confirmed that those are your initials. Now, if this is not the document that you signed on the 21st of November, 2024, where do those initials and the signature on the last page come from?
Commissioner Kumalo, I humbly submit to this commission that the IDAC must come and explain this.
No, they cannot explain your signature. All I want is you to explain your signature. They can explain other things. They can explain why what you say was in the affidavit is not there. But for now, I want you to focus on the signature, which you say is yours. Unless you say to us that is also a forgery.
I am leaning that way, and I think it is. But I don't want to make accusations. But this, advocate, sorry to say, look, I have a scribble of a signature, as you can see in my affidavit also.
But do you?
I would assume somebody tampered.
Do you remember initialing this document that we see in front of us?
Advocate, if I was not aware of the fact that I included words like forklift, PKTT in my document, you could probably tell me this is my document, and I would agree with you if I was just flipping through it.
Forget about the content. Do you remember initialing this 6-page document? I think it's 5. Do you remember initialing this 5-page document and signing the last page?
Not the one before me, Advocate.
Not the one before
Not the one before me. Not the one before me. There's been alterations made to this document. This is not the one that I submitted.
So you say somebody you don't know who altered this document?
Chairperson, that is clear from where I stand. Unless I've gone mad, unless I'm misreading the thing that I typed. But I'm not mad. I know it was in there. These are two things that, as I say, I'm passionate about. I've been fighting it, and it's not there, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't know why they would want to take it out.
Do the charges that you say you've laid against IDAC relate to this affidavit as well?
Chairperson, at the time when I see that, I don't think that I've gone through this affidavit. My charges relate to the way they handle my case.
Oh,
but when I speak to the investigating officer, this will certainly be one of the things that I raise.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Then can I take you to what Mr. Rapesu said he recalls was in the section 27, and that is on page 7 of his statement. We've also asked for those files to be given to you.
Oh,
so
okay.
we can...
Thank you.
Do you have it, Mr. Adams?
I have it now.
Okay. So you'll see paragraph 21, the section 27 referral I saw, and the section 27 that served before the commission. He says, I record at the outset that I browsed the section 27 referral quickly and did not read it in full. I did not reach the last page and I did not see who the deponent was or how it had been commissioned. What follows is my best recollection. The Section 27 referral I saw dealt substantially with the political killings task team, which I refer to as the PKTT. As best I recall, it referred to the PKTT being accommodated at a lavish hotel and to the cost of their laundry, to lavish motor vehicles said to have been purchased from a slush fund and used by the former Minister of Police, Becky Cele, and to properties and hotels in various provinces, including KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. I recall a reference in Gauteng to the Midrand or Kyalami area. Do you recall any of that before I continue?
The only thing here that I would actually, let me just make sure, sorry, man. The only thing here that I would actually contest is the issue of Minister Cele, because I did not have evidence of that. And the hotels, of course, which I'm,
You're not sure.
He's essentially, he's the man is not, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay, then he says, it also dealt with political killings. In that regard, I recognize the name of a person, one Sergeant Dumisani Dlamini, whom I knew as he had been a witness of mine during my earlier service in KwaZulu-Natal, and I recall mentioning at the briefing that I knew him. Do you recall that?
I don't think that was in my submission, ma'am, but I know that he and I spoke at length about Sergeant Dlamini, who's locked up, and he actually agreed with me that that man doesn't deserve prison. That's another one of those things that I'm busy with, but I don't think I would have put it in my affidavit. I don't think so.
Okay.
We spoke about it at length. I mean, I'm sure you heard the recording. His name comes up, and you'd obviously have heard that I'm invested in that. But I don't think I put that in there.
Okay, you don't think that you had it in there?
I think maybe Mr. Rapesh is also remembering the conversation and thinking that. I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think I put that in there.
Because he says he remembers mentioning it at the briefing, and the briefing that he's referring to is the briefing that the team had on the 6th of December 2024, so before he met you.
Their briefing. Okay.
Their briefing, their internal briefing where they were discussing your referral. Because remember, your referral comes through, the team gets assembled, the Section 2813 is approved, and then Advocate Johnson calls a team meeting. So that's the first meeting of the investigating team and prosecutorial team. So he's referring to that briefing.
Can I answer you like this? He's the last one between the two of us to have seen the affidavit. If I may answer you like that. So I'm not going to argue with him from a point of certainty, but I wouldn't understand why I put that in there, because that was a totally separate fight. It was a totally separate fight.
But it was something that you were passionate about, and it had to do with the PKTT.
Yes. Actually, now that you put it like that, I might have mentioned him, but can I?
It's fine. I'm not going to press you for an answer.
I don't want to disagree with him, and because he might actually be right. But
that you submitted only one affidavit to IDAC, one Section 27.
I handed that document to Chief Investigator Perumal. We never spoke about the Section 27. Again, I'm confused, Commissioner.
And you say this was in Cape Town when you handed it to him. So Ms. Johnson would have been incorrect when she said, because this is what she testified, when she said you delivered your affidavit, your Section 27 affidavit, to their Pretoria office at reception.
No, she's lying.
Okay.
I'm telling you categorically that she's lying.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. But you were in Johannesburg or in Gauteng in November, correct?
I'm in Gauteng every month. I don't know if that helps you, but I'm in Gauteng a lot.
No, I'm being specific here because you said that you met with the IGI in November.
Yes, ma'am.
And when would that have been?
That I can confirm. I can't lie to you about the date, but I was at his office.
Okay. I just want you to see whether it would have been after 21 November because your affidavit is dated 21 November, or whether it was before, because in your affidavit you say in that same week you met with the IGI, so that would have been, I think it was the first week in November.
Sorry, you mean the statement?
In your statement, yes, in your statement that you submitted to the commission, you said that you met with the office of the IGI in November.
What I can do is I can tell you that the IGI's logbook will tell you exactly what time and date I was there, but it was the same week. It was the same week.
And then, so you say you didn't drop off any affidavit at all at IDAC's offices?
No, ma'am.
Had you ever been to IDAC's offices?
I was asked to sign what do they call the thing? The introduction to something.
The preamble?
I was asked to sign a preamble, and what day I can't tell you, but it was maybe a few weeks later. And I told them I'm in Pretoria on this day. I can do that for you then. And as a matter of fact, the camera footage will tell you that on that day I didn't even get out the car because I was running late. And so I called Chief Investigator Perumal. He met me at the door. I read through it, I signed it, and I drove off.
Okay.
What's the preamble to what?
To my statements, my A1s.
After your January meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask. So, but that would have been in 2025?
Yes, probably. I would, there I couldn't help you, but that was the only time I ever went near their office. I've never been inside.
Well, we're trying to figure out when it would have been. It would have been after your meeting with them in Cape Town on the 6th of January.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
The reference on page 32 of your statement, if you can perhaps just go there.
Maybe before,
Okay.
if you're moving off completely.
My own statement, ma'am?
Commissioner Baloy has a question.
Yes. Can we then safely is it safe to assume that this affidavit at 512, the one that you have difficulty with, that you would have read it if it were your affidavit, because it bears your signature, you would have read it if it was given to you. You would have read it before you signed it, before you presented it to Ms. Solomons to sign for you, and having read it and seeing that there is no reference to the forklift complaint and the detail of the PKTT, that you would have taken issue with that if this was your affidavit. Because those were important issues for you.
Advocate Baloy, I promise you that if I look at the pages as I flip past it, it looks like mine. But there are details in there that I know I put in there. And I don't know to what end they were removed, but they were in there.
And you're certain that if this is your affidavit, then the forklift and PKTT allegations were removed from your affidavit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Ms.
Thank you. On page 32 of your statement, which is file 1 of your files.
There's no page 32 in here, ma'am. In that 28.
In your statement.
Yeah. File 1. Oh, witness bundle. Sorry. Another witness bundle.
Be your statement bundle.
I think that's a witness bundle. Small witness bundles. Oh, wait, I think I got it.
Was investigated by SAPS. An inquiry was made about the cases that I had lodged and asked whether I would attend their offices in Pretoria because the department had an interest in the cases that I had lodged with SAPS. During the same week, I visited the IGI's offices where I spent some time explaining the nature of my concerns. But you don't give us a date of when in November that would have been.
I'm sorry if I'm frustrating the work of this commission, but I'm terrible with dates and times. And when I went to the IGI, it was a simple appointment to express my concerns, hand over the document. Because in the phone call, his office asked me, "Do you have the documents?" And I said, "Yes." "Would you share it with us?" I said, "Yes." So it wasn't a beacon that I can remember the date. If you're understanding, it was just a meeting, and that's the end of it.
Do you not keep a diary, Mr. Adams? As a public official and a member of parliament, I would assume that you keep a diary either because you claim for your travel expenses or you need to account for where you are during public time. Do you not keep a diary that sets out where you are? I mean, a meeting with an IGI is important enough for you to diarize it and know that on this date I must be at the IGI's offices and what was discussed there. So do you not keep those things?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I generally I save my appointments on my phone, and that device has left me. And the other reason that I wouldn't bother with a book diary is because I don't claim from Parliament, not a cent ever. So if I have a meeting, let's say with you tomorrow, Commissioner, it will be on my phone for 9 o'clock with a reminder. But I don't write down in the book that I'm going there and I'm going there for travel claims and that. I don't get involved in that. And again, I apologize for frustrating your work because it's even frustrating to me. But like I say, the IGI's logs will tell you which day and which time I was there.
Mr. Adams, I just want to move on to another topic that I want to close off. There's a...
Before you do that, Mr. Adams, the conversations and meetings with the IGI, you said in the ad hoc committee that the IGI himself called you. You recall that was your testimony? Because in your statement, you say, in this statement that we are looking at, in 245, you say you were contacted by the office, which could be anyone in that office. You do recall that in the ad hoc committee, you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
Mr. Faisal himself did call you.
Yes, ma'am.
And when he called you, had you had any prior contact with him? Did you know who he was? Had you met him somewhere? Had someone ever referred you or mentioned him to you?
I had heard of the office of the IGIMM, and I actually made a mistake at the ad hoc, to be honest with you. When I'm writing it down a second time, I realized that. And I said to myself, but at the ad hoc, anyway. So what happens is I get a call from the office of the IGI. It was a female. I can't remember her name. And she told me the IGI had asked her to make contact with me.
But how could you make that kind of mistake? That it's the IGI himself that called you. It's a very specific person. It's a head of office, and who holds a very important position. How could you possibly make a mistake that he called you?
It is, in my estimation, Commissioner Beloy, it was a very stupid mistake to make, a rudimentary one, but it was not intended to mislead anyone, because the call was from the IGI, but by his office. So I did make it. It was a very stupid, a casual, stupid mistake. And I do own it. I accept that. And as a matter of fact, as I was writing my statement, I knew the contradiction, but I put down what actually happened.
But if you pick up the contradiction, why are you not explaining it in your statement? Because it is quite a serious allegation or fact, if it happened, that the IGI himself called you. That's very important. And if at the time of drafting your statement, you realize that I made a mistake, why are you not correcting that in the statement?
I didn't think of the affidavit, my affidavit to you, as being something that, well, it shouldn't contradict what I said at the ad hoc, but I made a mistake at the ad hoc. And in hindsight, and with what you've taught me now, I should have actually corrected myself in the affidavit.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that, Commissioner.
No, you don't. It's okay.
No,
I guess we'll have to make our conclusions about it. It's difficult, I must say, speaking for myself.
And that's why I apologize because I'm giving you extra work. I'm sorry, Commissioner.
It's very difficult for me to accept, let me say, to accept that nearly a year later, in your statement to us, you say, oh, I made a mistake back then when I said it was the IGI. And one has to decide, what do we do with that? Because you either lied to the ad hoc committee, and that's the impression you left them with, and or you're lying to us now when you say I made a mistake back then. The one of these two institutions must hold you to have lied under oath. You accept that?
What I do accept, Commissioner, is that I made a mistake in front of the ad hoc committee. And I'm here admitting to the mistake and owning up to it and telling you that this is the correct version. I didn't. There's nothing in it for me to say anything like that. I made a genuine, stupid, sloppy mistake, and I own it. I own the mistake, and I apologize to you for giving you another conclusion to have to reach.
Well, I know you say there's nothing in it for you. I want to suggest one possible explanation is you might have now realized, oops, I shouldn't have said that in the ad hoc committee. I shouldn't have disclosed that it's the IGI himself that called me, because it is problematic that the IGI would have called you and you would have to explain that conversation. How did it come about that he knew to contact you? So you might have belatedly realized that is problematic and I need to fix it. That's one possible explanation.
No, definitely, Commissioner. And
okay, you accept that. Okay, all right, thank you. Lastly, before we leave the section 27 affidavit, and I accept that you have difficulties with it, as you have described it. In that paragraph 1, you express that you do not trust General Patekile. You do remember that was your position on day 1. So somehow, whoever may have doctored or interfered with your original affidavit at IDAC to create this, which, do you have it in front of you?
I have it in front of me.
Yes. Whoever might have rewritten your affidavit seems at paragraph 1 to have gotten it right, because you say you didn't trust, they say you said you don't trust General Patekile, and that's something that you repeated. That alone seems to suggest, well, this is your affidavit, actually, still, because there are things that are common to what you have said in the box and what is contained in here. What do you want to say anything about it?
There is so much about this affidavit that I would say yes. I'm questioning the parts that were omitted. If you understand what I'm getting at, Commissioner. The easy thing would be, yes, this is my affidavit. No, Ransami is mad. She's afraid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's things something's not right here.
Okay. And when you say you didn't trust General Patekile, what is the basis for that? Especially, and I want to limit it to when it comes to the handling of dockets. What history did you have that creates a basis or a reasonable basis for you to hold him in distrust?
I've always had a very cordial relationship with the general. I mean, the general would call me, well, I would call him often, excuse me. So when I'm told that the provincial office has come to collect your dockets, and that's not their job, they're not supposed to, I'm under the impression that the head of the provincial office knows about it. So I didn't trust him with that. It's not that the general did anything to me personally, but something was wrong in the provincial office, and I decided not to speak to him further about that.
So it was not because there's a history that made you, with him, that made you distrust him. It was just about these dockets.
I have lauded General Patekile when he's done right, and I have criticized him when I felt he was wrong, but it was always fair in my view. When the man does right, but just on this one issue, I thought I couldn't trust him on this.
Okay. Thank you.
But if I understood what you said in your evidence yesterday, it's that it was more his response to you when you told him what you had been informed about your dockets, and he said he's going to investigate it, and you weren't happy with his response. You didn't mention anything about not trusting him.
No, ma'am. I was stating the mood in the room, if you will, that I wasn't happy with his response. But the mistrust began as soon as I heard it was the provincial office. It was not a case of particularly as anything. It's just I don't trust him on this issue. If I'm helping you with the answer.
Yes, but you didn't know that the files had moved yet when you called him. Remember, the note on the diary shows that the files moved to the PC on the 31st. You said you called him on the 30th of October.
I'm confused.
And he said to you he's going to investigate.
I'm confused. I understand what you're saying about the notes in the OB entries, if you will. Did I call him?
Remember, you said you didn't get your CAS numbers. You didn't get your CAS numbers.
Yes,
and then you get told by General Lincoln that your dockets are being intercepted. He didn't tell you that they'd been transferred.
No.
Yes. You call the PC and you're not happy that with his response.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you say. So
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Your sequencing is out.
No. So essentially, not happy with his response and mistrusting him on the issue is essentially the same thing for me.
The Provincial Commissioner of KZN. It is common knowledge that this commission was established pursuant to the allegations made by him. Paragraph number 26. On Sunday, the 16th of August 2026, I received a telephone call from a known person. The importance of the call was to request me to implicate General Nkunazi in the shootings which John referred to. I have the recording of the phone call. I have requested a transcription of it and I will make them available to the Commission. From there onward, Commissioner, if I could, while I'm at paragraph 26, is to refer to the supplementary affidavit 1.
Chair,
On the same file. Page number 2, Commissioner.
Chair.
Commissioner,
The supplementary statement is a separate statement. I'm just trying to make sure that the Commissioner has found that statement that the witness wants to make reference to. And you want to start at page 2 of that document?
yes, page 2, paragraph 6, Commissioner.
Perhaps before you do that, Colonel, can you confirm on page 5 of that document the signature there to be your signature?
Yes, actually page 4.
On page 5 of the raid, top right.
He's correct. Page 4, and then on page 5 is the Commissioner of Oaths.
That's precise, yes, bottom right.
Yes.
And do you confirm that to be your signature?
I do confirm that, Commissioner.
And you confirm that this is your statement?
I do confirm that,
And you
Commissioner.
stand by the contents there too?
Yes.
Yes. Then you wanted to take chair to page 2
Yes.
of the document.
I want to take the Commissioner to chair to page 2 and paragraph number 6. And I'll proceed, Chair. On Thursday, the 13th August 2024, I was approached by a certain known persons to have an informal meeting outside the building in which IPID offices in Durban. I duly did so. They told me that I should look to protect myself and not anyone else, that I should give evidence to the Commission on this basis, that I act on the instruction of Lieutenant General Nkunazi for the police shootings, that policemen, businessmen and drug dealers and politicians wanted me to throw him under the bus. I was threatened with being arrested for 172 cases and bail denied and being poisoned. He telephoned the Minister of Police, Minister Senzo Mchunu, in my presence. He also told me that he is very close to John from IPID. Paragraph number 7.
Colonel, before you go to paragraph 7, can you give us the name of the person that called you on the 13th?
Yes, the person that approached me, Commissioner, his name is Mavuso.
Can you give us a full name, Colonel?
I can give you his full name. It's Mavuso Tandani. I could be wrong with the pronunciation.
And then how do you know him? Because you say he's known to you?
Yes. Commissioner, I've known him for a few years, and I've known him to be close to Minister Senzo Mchunu.
Colonel Govender, when you say close to, you know, we've had many allegations in this commission. Brown Mokhosi is close to this person, so and so. You've seen them together. Why do you say they are close to the minister?
Commissioner, I'll come further on.
You'll deal with that later.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
All right, we'll take that for now then. Please proceed to paragraph 7 then.
Paragraph 7. On Sunday, the 16th of August, 2026, at approximately 10:14, I received a telephone call from one of the persons who had met on Thursday before. In this conversation, he made serious allegations against Lieutenant General Gunazi, and again sought to influence my evidence to the Commission to falsely implicate Lieutenant General Gunazi in police shootings. I attached Mark DG1 and independent transcription thereof.
McBride said, who else, Baba? Right on top, maybe it's bigger people.
Business people, politicians, drug dealers, all of them.
But they're after Nkunazi. Why are they fighting with me?
All these things you were not doing it for your own instruction.
Yeah,
You understand?
but what I'm saying, why are they fighting with me? I don't do nothing.
See, tomorrow what time I'm gonna be free because I need to see agent early in the morning.
Sharp. Right.
What time am I still gonna
I'll
be?
phone you, Baba. I'll phone you.
Okay, keep going.
Sharp. Bye.
Thank you, Che. And then you'll see that on page 12, it's the next transcript of the conversation of the 18th. And then you'll see that on page 13, that's on DG2.
Sorry, Colonel. The recording that we just listened to, who is speaking there?
That's Commissioner Mavuso speaking to myself.
Okay. All right.
Colonel, just to be clear, when you mentioned the word Commissioner Mavuso, is it Commissioner Mavuso or are you saying Commissioner
No.
Mavuso?
I'm so sorry. I'm addressing Commissioner. It's Mavuso. Sorry for that.
The
I have a photo of him here, Commissioner. If Commissioner allow that, I do have it on my phone here to see really who this guy is.
You described the second person at the meeting as, I think you said a business person, you said, or not?
Yeah.
And Mavuso, did you describe? I must have forgotten if you did.
Yeah,
I'm using the first name, I'm sorry, which may be disrespectful because I did not quite catch the surname. But what does he do?
Commissioner,
Ndandani or Ndandane?
so let me put it in this terms, Commissioner.
Mr. Ndandani, what
Yes.
does he do?
So they are sort of political runners in terms of business contracts. Running around fixing. They call the fixers. They'll fix any problem up.
Okay.
So that's my understanding of them.
Okay.
They're always together, the two guys.
All right.
So there is this footage that we have, which Commissioner will view at some stage, where we're sitting together with both of them and myself.
Thank you. Yes, Ms.
Chair, it seems to me that it's quicker to run through the transcript with the audio in the background. Perhaps instead of Colonel doing the blow-to-blow reading of the transcript, maybe we just play it through on DG2, if the Commission will allow us to do that.
Okay, please do.
Hey, Butta, sorry man, I'm in provincial office for the meeting. Hey, I was tired, but I finished up late last night, 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. I came back early morning to work this morning. I'm not too sure what's going on. I think maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday.
Oh, okay. You are not alone. You are together, Colonel.
Hey, I'm worried, Baba. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Your problem is my problem. The good news is we know what we're doing. And then our province is safe because of you. You're putting your life on the line. Yes, somewhere, somehow, but we know actually the good job we've done for this province.
But Baba, these guys gonna keep attacking me. How are we gonna fix this problem? They keep attacking me. For what? How are we gonna?
They want you to expose big people.
Yeah, but what can I say? Well, I mean, why are they doing
They
that?
say they say you are not doing this alone. There's instruction. As you wake up early in the morning, there's people you report to.
Yeah, but like, I don't know who are reporting. That's the problem. They keep asking you that over and over. They got the wrong perception.
Yes, maybe we report to Sinona or to PC. So I think if you report to Sinona report to PC. So both of them, there must be account. So you will become a state witness.
Hey, Baba, my head is spinning, Baba. My head is spinning.
No, this thing it's
But why they after the big man PC so much like that? That man is doing his graph. Why they hate him so much? Ngonazi.
They don't like him because he's always honest, same as like you.
Yes.
Yeah, so they want you to put him under the bus, and also Sinona.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that man is no more here now. He's gone now. He bought his discharge. He's gone. He's sitting somewhere in a farm, in a Slati Indian farm.
You must account. You must account. So I don't know. But what is in your mind? Because you can't fight this battle alone, Colonel.
Papa, I only had 2 hours sleep this morning. 2 hours sleep.
Sorry?
I only had 2 hours sleep this morning because I'm preparing, for all lies. The allegations against me is frivolous and lies. I'm preparing from last night. 2 hours sleep I had. I didn't have nothing to eat.
Ish. So do you think you're gonna win?
Yeah, but it's IPID guys should all work in one syndicate. You can see what they're doing to me. They're going there and lying. If you had an allegation, why didn't you call me and ask me? But you're calling me for other matters. Why do you go and go and the whole world is watching and put my bank statements up? For what reason? Why didn't you call me first and ask me whether you're going to account for it? Or, whatever the case may be. But you liaise with me every other day for different matters.
No, it's jealous. It's jealous, and also I can see there's something behind this.
Yeah, but who's behind these guys in IPID then? Who?
I think it's also McBride.
I told you the other day, Baba. I told you.
Yeah, it's McBride and also but it's gonna be tough.
But McBride is not working alone. McBride is not working alone.
They say, there are a lot of people there. They say 172 dockets was taking place.
Hey, I don't know where they got that figure from.
No, IPID's got that thing. They say they got that proof.
Yeah, but if you got the proof, then why don't you come and arrest me? Why is going and put it in the national television? You know, you're going to the commission and you're going then. How? These are old matters, Baba. It's not new matters.
Yeah, it's old matters. The old matters. Yeah.
Baba, who has beside McBride, Baba?
I think there's some other drug dealing politicians as well.
Yeah, but if you tell me, at least I'll be able to figure it out. My head is not right now. I'll be able to figure it out.
I don't know when I'm going to see you. Can I see you tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I can see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is Thursday.
Yeah, come and see tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Yeah, come in the morning. We'll have a breakfast there.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Chase Fund, Michigan Hippolyte, Ryan Santos, and Cichle Zondi, all of whom were allegedly suspected to be members of the gang of Bevan.
Is there a name for the gang of Bevan?
The Hollywood gang.
Hollywood gang.
Yes. I have a photograph that, a picture, depicting where Bevan is part of the photo, and we'll provide to the commission. I think it's in the bundle. Next to him is a guy called Dane Majority, and currently right now there's 2 warrant of arrest. He's been convicted, Commissioner, and he's on the run right now. Police are looking for him. Amongst all the other guys, some are even deceased from that gang.
All right, let's continue on 69.1.
I must reiterate that when the gunshots rang out, neither Warrant Officer Naidu or myself, nor the other members of the police that I have referred to were in the immediate vicinity of the flat. We thus do not know firsthand what transpired in the flat when the shootings occurred. 69.2. It is in this incorrect for the persons to spread rumors that the anti-gang team was responsible for the deaths of those that died in the flat that day. I am aware that one such person spreading such malicious rumors is a Loftus Senior, and I say this because he has said so on national television, ETV, where he has named Warrant Officer Naidu and I. Paragraph 70. Yes. Constable Alford made a successful informer fee claim for the information leading to the detection of the Kalicharan triple murder suspects. In addition, Crime Intelligence Durban also made a successful claim for its informer locations. Ayenda Nzumela, the driver of the Isuzu Baki used in the Kalicharan shootings. 71. I do not accept for one moment that Bevan feared for his life in consequence of his conduct involving the members of the police. I wish to point out to this Honorable Commission that there does not appear to have been any report made to the police at any police station in the country by or behalf of Bevan relating to his harassment, intimidation, threats, and like, and I can state that no such report had been brought to my attention as the provincial commander of the anti-gang team. If such report had been made, it ought to have been brought to my attention. Even though I am the provincial commander, investigation to such complaint would then have to be taken to course in which I was not directly involved. 72.
Is it not fair to say at this point, even you knew that there was an interdict application where the father said, I fear for my son's safety. I believe that these people want to kill him. So in light of that, is there a need for a report to the police that he fears for his life? If you are aware that there's an application where such allegations are being made.
Yes. Commissioner, that would have been after the fact, because that application, if I can recall, was granted on the 5th. That was after the shooting.
Forget about when
Okay.
it was granted.
Yes.
When it was launched, I think it was the day before the shooting. If I'm not
That's correct, Commissioner Kumala.
So at least on the day of the shooting, I don't know if it had been served on you at that point.
No,
It
Commissioner.
had not.
No, we only came to learn about it on the 5th.
No, then that's fine. But I think we can accept from the application that at least the day before the shooting, the
Yes,
father
indeed.
feared for his son's safety.
That's correct, Commissioner.
May continue.
Thank you, Commissioner.
72, I think.
72. Crime is, as is commonly known as in this country, widespread but violent crimes in the Wentworth area were not within the areas where investigations were conducted by any of the members of the anti-gang team, including myself. I must, however, mention that one of the reasons for the establishment of the anti-gang team was that summits of Wentworth, Sydenham, and Newlands in Durban were hard hit in respect of the drive-by shootings, emanating from the gang rivalries, drug trade, turf wars for some 10 years prior to the establishment of the anti-gang team. As the commanders of the anti-gang team, I am aware of this. 73. Upon its establishment of the anti-gang team has been furnished with in excess of 150 cases dealing with the incidents which have taken place past where the cases have been closed, so-called cold cases from various police stations and are busy investigating the same. Considerably, a progress had been made in investigating many of the cases. This was a time of consuming exercise and required several members of the anti-gang team to investigate, and some incidents being investigated were years old. These cases were in addition to active cases where investigations were being undertaken. I should mention that Bevan had been implicated and was thus a person of considerable interest in several of the cold cases. The then active investigations to which reference will be made at a later stage. Year under 74. I have read the transcription of the telephone call between Nika and Bevan provided to the Commission. I do not see confirmation of any hit on the life of Bevan. In fact, all that I read thereon is Bevan talking about money being placed on his head, but at no stage there were confirmation from person with whom he is speaking, namely Nika. If anything, I read the last words of Bevan on that transcript, the fastest live the longest, right lekker, as being a threat of against Nika. Nika is the owner of a tow truck business called Roadstar. I have listened to the recordings played at the Commission. Transcripts is inaccurate and that it omits a material aspect which Bevan refers to as puff. I refer to the independent transcription from the Sneller recording, which I will deliver to the Commission.
Chair, we've dealt with this transcription earlier on, so we don't have to deal with it. Are you happy with that? We've dealt with that.
Yes.
Yes. Let's move to
75.
paragraph 75, yes.
As I indicated earlier, approximately 2 days after the aforesaid telephone conversation, a tow truck driver working for Nika together with the passenger were shot by 4 armed men, and both of them were seriously injured, being shot in the head, and they were hospitalized. That was on the 25th of June, 2023. The anti-gang team has been looking for Bevan to arrest him.
So, just so that we understand, are you linking this to a telephone call to say that, or what are you saying here? What is the inference of this? And also in that, can we, in your affidavit, provide details of this incident in terms of the docket and so on?
Yes, indeed. This is the threats made on Roadstar, and subsequent to that, after that, the drivers were shot in this incident.
So your inference for mentioning this is that it could have been Bevan,
yes,
responsible for the shooting.
That's correct.
Okay, and you'll provide us with the details of that.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's go to paragraph 76.
The anti-gang team has been looking for Bevan to arrest him on more than one charge in different cases. Since December 2022, we were unable to find the precise location of Bevan, even when confidential information of his whereabouts was furnished to us, such as he was at home on the night of the 13th December 2022, he managed to flee therefrom. The information on hand at all relevant times was that Bevan was not living at that residence and had taken a temporary residence other locations to avoid these arrests. 77. I should also mention that when Loftus Sr. was arrested in 13 December, I personally requested him to bring Bevan to the police station so that he could be arrested, and if he promised that he would do so, but never did. Furthermore, he inquired from me as to which case Bevan was being sought for, and I gave him the details, same by identifying that is related to the incident in M7, which had been reported at Bel Air Police Station, and where they're being investigated by the anti-gang team. I suppose I could say no more than a short while later, on 20th December 2022, the complainant in this case was shot and killed outside the Moses Mabhida Soccer Stadium in Durban, together with another gentleman who was present and tried to mediate a settlement which he thought might have resulted in a case being investigated against Bevan, withdrawn by the complainant. 78. In the 10 years preceding 2022, shootings and killings in the winter, this was one of the reasons why the anti-gang team was established. Now, if I could explain to Commissioner here. So, there was an outcry from the communities and escalation of gang violence between Sydenham, Wentworth and Newlands. And it is because of this reason, the station commanders of, for example, Newlands, Colonel Mbele, Sydenham, Blose, and there was Wentworth, branch commander, was pushing for a team to be formed because the stations could not handle the sporadic shootings. Now, Commissioner, if I can explain, on one night, you would have 7 to 9 shootings between the 3 bases. And there were lots of other people arrested, Commissioner, and I will provide this to the Commission. Prior to the shooting of Bevan, there were lots of people being shot. There were innocent people getting shot. For example, at Nando's, there was a young girl, she was 19 years old, and in that shooting, she was shot dead. And Bevan was identified as the shooter in the car. That's another matter. I'll just give you an example. But it wasn't only about Bevan, there was other people shooting as well, rivalry gangs. So they've been arrested by the police. Some been, there was a shootout between the police. So that's the reason the anti-gang task team was formed. It was a request from the mother body, which is the police, SAPS, to the DPCI. 79. It is true that there have been a number of shootings and killings in the Wentworth area involving drug gang known as Cartel. The leader of the Cartel gang, one Kyle Pretorius Para, was shot and killed in one of these incidents, 15 December 2022. But when the anti-gang team commenced investigation of several of these shootings and killings in Wentworth area, the name of Bevan kept cropping up. I know this as I was the commander of the anti-gang team and had access to my members to information of what they were investigating. He was certainly a person of considerable interest and shootings and killings, particularly as he was the leader of his gang, which was called the Hollywood Gang. On available information, the Hollywood Gang was seeking to take over the drug trade in the Wentworth area and found the Cartel Gang to be the obstacle in its part in that regard. 80. Bevan was responsible for shootings in that area according to the information supplied to the anti-gang unit during this investigation. It is certainly not any narrative started by the anti-gang team. In addition, I must inform the Honorable Commission that members of the Cartel Gang are not involved in tow trucks industry, own no tow trucks. Since the death of Bevan, a number of shootings in Wentworth dropped significantly to virtually zero. I have been...
What do you base that on? Is there a document that you can provide to back that up?
Yeah, this is what really happened. I'm talking about the gang, not only Bevan himself now, I'm talking about the gang itself. Remember, that includes Ryan Santos. Now, in one of the videos that we'll play to Commissioner, is here, Ryan Santos got an AK-47 and he's firing amongst kids, rapid fire, at a place called Newlands. And that's a video clip that I'll submit to the Commission. So it was his gang. And the gang violence dropped drastically. That is why, and one of the reasons that they decided there was a new threat of cash in transit, and now the threat has to move to CITs. And this tracing team was now formed as a result. If the threat was still greater with gangs, we would remain with the anti-gang task team.
So for now, are you saying this is based on your observation, or there's something that you can provide?
There is some stats that I will be able to provide.
Okay.
Yes, and as I indicated, there are other station commanders that still at their respective stations will come here and testify independently to say they have first-hand knowledge about Bevan, they have first-hand knowledge about Ryan Santos and all the other people. They would phone me at 1 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock and say, Captain, there's a shooting, come out here. I get home, I have something to eat, I'm back again, because that's how they were shooting. These guys weren't sleeping. So most of the crimes were even late at night.
Yes, no, it's fine. I found it very interesting that you would say just a shooting of one person or his
No, it's
gang.
not one person.
Or his gang, because
Yes,
you're saying
yes.
since the death of Bevan, the number of shootings in the entire Wentworth dropped.
Yeah, I say it's gang. I meant it's gang.
Yes, there's no gang there, but okay,
Yeah.
I'll take gang as well.
Please. Thank you.
You can proceed to
82.
82 years.
I have been informed that ballistics examination of the AK-47 rifle recovered at the Morningside crime scene has been positively identified as a weapon that used in the triple murder and shooting of Prof. Culture and the family in Springfield Park, Durban. 8.3.1.
Okay, before you read that, let's read the question that you are speaking to.
Just a moment. Do you need to address the chair?